All right, here we go again. Buckle up. Rough roads ahead, and they're mostly going to get rougher. Pope is risen. The Pope is risen. What are you doing? You leaving on Easter? Well done, good and faithful servant. You hear? You hear there? Pius Pope Pop. What was that name we named the Pope? We have like inside names. Spirit, like when you can be heard, God will have the Spirit say something so you know it's the same Spirit. So I used to call the Pope. It wasn't. I don't think I called Francis anything that I know of, but I called like Ratzinger, Pius Pop or something like that. So when he hears Pius Pop, he knows it's me or my voice. Again, it's God. I can't communicate with anybody without God. Right. So theoretically, in the LDS Church, somebody sold out. Again, I told you it was everyday people mostly. It's not like the entire church, but we have people that have accepted the 30 pieces of silver in the LDS Church. The Lord has put that out so that we can realize that. You might want to look for who it is. And don't listen to them if they're cops. They'll say, "Oh, this is a bad dude, and we gotta protect all you." Right. Again, they're all about the truth till it's about dirty cops and dirty church members, right? Right. Then it's we're protecting everyone. Oh my God. Thank you, Larry. No, they're not going to stop. So again, they've been proven to be liars. Again, the Lord issued a truce, right? And now that truce has been rescinded. What's that mean? Well, they won't stop. In other words, I changed my life, and I'm not the only one. There's other people out there who changed their life, went to a church, did something different, and they try to destroy it. And it isn't just that psychic inference. They're online doing the same stuff all over again. Correct. What's it mean? That means that somebody was paid. Again, Trump isn't his whole administration. Like, if you listen, again, neither is, what's his name? The president of El Salvador, I'll call him that. Bukele, Nico Bukele, whatever it is. Well, you have to keep looking for the corruption. I mean, you could have twice as much narcotics coming into the nation when Trump gets in there, not because of Trump, because he trusts some cops that are dirty. Because they sold him a line of bullshit for 20 years. Right. We'll take care of you, boss, but they don't take care of you. Right. So what you need to do, there's dirty cops everywhere. And when Trump gets in there, he believes them. And it's, it's not on Trump. It's just, it's just part of that system. So he has to look for them. Well, because they're going to bring drugs. These immigrants cannot bring drugs in without dirty cops. They just can't do it. Look, I can't even drive down the road. How many years ago when it was less? How many years ago was that? About 10 years ago. I can't even, or even more than that. About 12 years ago. I can't even drive down the road to Indianapolis to pick up stuff from storage without getting stopped twice and interviewed. Thank you, Larry. So they can't bring it in. All right. Well, the dirty cops put them into me. My bet was the people that were transporting drugs were following me. And he told the cop to pull me over, and then the cop no longer pulls the drug dealer over. That's what's going on in interdiction. 100%. You pull over the dupe. Right. And you may even find drugs. The dirty cops will put you into somebody. Actually, I didn't have drugs, so don't by inference there. Right. And a second time, I just woke up and I was on my way. Was it the same day or was it the day after? Maybe the day after. I can't remember. I know I slept at a rest stop, or not a rest stop, a truck stop type of thing. Right. And thank you. Yeah, I should have stayed on the road. It'd probably been better. I enjoyed that kind of stuff. But I should have been a truck driver. I had the cue, but the Lord didn't couldn't get it through to me. I should have just took truck driving lessons. Right. Thank you, Larry. I saw it. Actually, it was one of many that I saw, and I opted for the clergy, or at least working for a church for free, volunteering at churches, and they wouldn't let that happen. So I kind of burned my way, I guess, with that. But I had to go use the bathroom. Same thing happened when I had the rest. Remember, I had the rest stop, and then I went to a Bally's, and I didn't realize I saw two doors, and I thought again, it's from a curse. It blinds your mind. I thought the sign of the woman wearing a dress was the door on the right, and I thought the door on the left was the men's room. I went in. There was nobody. It's a setup because somebody's standing there like, oh, excuse me, I thought this was the men's room. I went, she'd just been standing there by the sink. So no later than I sit right down on the toilet, drop my drawers. Women walk in. I'm like, oh shit. I probably should have said, ladies, I'm in the wrong bathroom. But again, I've been tortured for years, And the Marshal Service, I just got out, and I had to use the bathroom, So I went and I said, I'm sorry, and I walked out and they reported me, and I said, look, it was a mistake. I'm on the road. I had to use the bathroom real bad. I thought that was the men's room. And of course, I don't live around there, so how do I know anything? Right. So same thing happened. I was like just short of Illinois. And I come from New Mexico. And I'm sitting there and driving down the road, and I see the Illinois State Trooper. He was cool. I mean, cool enough. I mean, I was a cop, so, he's cool enough. And make sure my voice is getting through. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah. So, I said, oh, here he comes. I'm not speeding or nothing. Right, I'm in a rental van. And I stopped. He gets behind me. I said, look, I got to use the bathroom. So I had to sit there with him while, he's talking to me. And I'm like, but he's trying to work me, And he doesn't need to. He just needs to ask. And he can kind of look inside. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, look under the seats. I don't care. It's an empty van. Right. Thank you, Larry. Thanks, Larry. That's the only thing is when you sleep at a rest stop, sometimes you use the bathroom at the rest stop. You go on for a bit. Oh, the bathroom break was great. Thank you, Larry. I'm so sorry, Larry. Now, what they did is they psychologically operated me and physically blocked me as best they could from anything that was healthy. Anything. So again, that's their scam. No, Trump is not responsible for what everybody's doing. Right. And I'm trying to leave, and again, he's not. I said the first administration, he wasn't receiving the right type of advice all the time. They would pass my advice forward when they approved of it. When they didn't approve of my advice, they wouldn't give it to him. So that off balanced everything. Right. Now your idea of success isn't working on you because you're gonna hit a roadblock at a certain point. And I think that happened in the first administration. You're almost being set up. So there could be people within Trump's circle that are setting him up. Yeah, they're the same people that tell you to come attack me. Right. Trying to lie about what I'm doing. Now, so they're busy again. 100%. I mean, they're there now still. I can't figure out which suit to buy. I think I figured it out, but we'll see. Right. I may want to play the game, and the game's on. I mean, that's what God said. I think most people in that church were innocent people, but somebody sold out supposedly, and maybe that's the key. As soon as somebody sold out, then they right. Then they made their moves again because they knew they got in. Right. Now they do it all night. They got people that are like they watch, supposedly like watch list type people, and some cops, they just watch people online. They got cloaking devices, but they're devils. So they're sitting there casting spells all night while you're sleeping. And when I could tell when the people get up in the morning and start drinking their coffee, there's a group of people that wire into me and wake me up, and you're starting their curses and everything and their wills. That's great. Okay, so again, I'm seeing a little better. Speed limit 10. So this here, like to you, it says speed limit 10. To a pedophile, it tells, and generally what happens is they succeed when they do what these people will, even though they're trying to catch the pedophile, quote unquote, supposedly. They may be just trying to create pedophiles to manipulate. I mean, of course, they'll arrest some of them, but they might be creating pedophiles so they can manipulate them, like a church pastor. How many years were those church pastors in there? How many cops did they work with to harass somebody that came into their church? See? Well, dirty cops are dirty. It's just the way it works, all of you. We're not here to play the illusion. Where dirty cops are so special because they happen to kill people for us. And us being that pejorative of us. Thank you, Larry. No, because do we check how much drugs are coming in the country? Right. Well, if you think about it, we're putting a lot of effort on immigrants. Is that really? What is that doing to our narcotics interdiction? And again, I'm telling you right now, cops will give you somebody just to take the focus off the big dealer. Right. Dirty cops, that is. I stopped my ashwagandha because I thought it may have been causing additional allergy response, but I don't believe that. Right. Because I stopped it and it was raining and the allergens were down low, theoretically. I mean, it could be mold up or something. Right. But it was still happening. So I think what happened is my cranial tissues got real tight and the neurological responses got confused. And again, that's what affected my hearing. Again, it goes back to these same people I speak about. They're devils, and they're seeking protection on this planet from people like Donald Trump. And they're moving money to essentially dupe Trump. But what happens is they want Trump encumbered so Trump will pay them. You understand that? They're not on either side. They're devils. Thanks, Larry. They make more money if Donald Trump has trouble. Right. And then also Democrats use them too. I told you, y'all going down the wrong road. You're gonna hit a wall and it's gonna be over. Thank you, Larry. I mean, that one judge Boastard or whatever his name is, he he don't even know what the Supreme Court wants at this point. I don't think that everybody's take on that first. All right, they got me something first. But I think everybody's take on, like I told you, the take on the first hearing was something different. Like, because I guess it's the same, but yeah, who knows what they want at this point. Mm. All right, I'm gonna have to come back in a second. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Thank you. Right. So Trump may not know anything about what they're doing at a certain level, right? Or his people even. But like I told you, when the Supreme Court essentially stopped Boaster from, or whatever his name is, from creating a deadline like that day. I think that's all it was. Like, it wasn't like you can't do that, right? Again, the idea of like the restraining order. Some of the courts have been turning over the restraining orders and all the other stuff. Right. Well, essentially, what they're doing right, is saying there's not enough evidence. They're not saying that it's not somewhat applicable. Right. They're saying you just don't have enough evidence or something like that to. Again, the rulings are very, very brief. Well, and again, MAGA's going to be like, "Whoa, Clarence Thomas, these are two judges. Don't even, it isn't even worth a thought." When dealing with the Supreme Court, if you have two judges, only two judges in your court, then you don't have anybody. Right. So again, you're using like Soviet propaganda techniques. Thank you, Larry. Well, you just got to wake up to the truth. There's only so many ways to do things. Right. Mm. Well, you're all mad because you caught some court cases. Yeah, I don't think you came in the right way. They're kind of burning the bridges. Mm. Well, due process comes up, but there's going to be some other stuff coming up. Right. I don't believe it's lawful for the United States to turn people over to countries, right? If there's, again, so, when we have immigration hearings, some of the reasons that the immigrants aren't allowed to be deported back to their country is because their country will torture them. Right. So you really can't. You really. That's probably in law somewhere. I mean, it's in ethic, definitely. So, again, if they sue, even if it isn't in law, if they sue, it'll work too. A judge is allowed to tell you not to deport somebody back to a certain country if that person's going to have, if there's a risk. Now, I know you're saying they're all terrorists and all this, and some might be. I mean, but again, like I told you, this is the United States. That requires a certain judicial finding. Well, it's kind of like sleight of hand. I'm not doing anything the president of El Salvador is doing. Right. I mean, reality, that's how crooks do things. Well, you got to create less friction, like I told you. Trying to find new devices. Let's go. All right, let me try to get this done here. Turn on a certain volume. I can't get my hearing aids to pair. It could be them too. Right. Hmm. Well, no, it's required. It's just, again, the idea where you don't have to listen to me or do anything I say is BS, because you're just encumbering yourself. Now, when I look at that, well, why is this happening? Who's doing what? Well, it could simply be people trying to scumbag some of your other efforts. Right. Like encumber you and get you stuck in that court. Well, what I would do, like I said, make a deal with Maduro. Right. Just give it up. You know what I mean? Right. I mean, again, I gave you the answer a long time ago. And then you wouldn't have to worry about it as far as El Salvador. Now, as far as repatriating people to El Salvador, there are issues. It's kind of weird. See if it's over here. Again, the CIA goes back and forth with this thing all the time. But again, when we look at the CIA, we know that there's something there. Right. Well, again, if the CIA has somebody in custody, what are we looking at? All right, something's going on here. Everything's getting messed up. All right, here we go again. Okay, you weren't hearing me, I guess, because my microphone was down too low. I'm going to end this and probably continue on a second. Stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Stay peaceful.